My name is Michael Clara. I'm the newest member of the Salt Lake City Board of Education. I took the oath of office this past January, in fact on January 8th, 2013. A few days ago I uploaded a video vignette on my blog, and it was a combination of audio and video of recorded school board meetings that I had been involved in the last 4 or 5 months. And a school board member from Texas who follows my blog contacted me and said, please tell me that it isn't real and that you guys are just fooling around. And unfortunately, it is a real, it's just a vignette of different meetings that have occurred recently and some of the problems that we're dealing with in terms of just decorum, that there's a lack of decorum in our meetings. And the chair, for example, can recognize somebody speaking, and typically it's me or there's another board member who gets interrupted a lot, and when we are expressing ourselves, we just get interrupted, and the board president allows that kind of behavior, which is unfortunate because then it doesn't allow all ideas to be heard in a fair manner. So anyways, the other thing that I realized is just that the leadership at the top in our school district is in crisis. As evidenced by the way our board meetings are conducted and the way that minority voices are treated. And I don't mean so much ethnic minority voices, although I am the only ethnic minority on the board. I mean just those voices that are not in the majority of any group. And our form of government and the school board, it should be designed, if run properly, to allow all voices to be heard. And you may not get the votes that you need, but certainly there's no reason to go to the extents that they've gone to and trying to just silence any voice that they don't feel is their own voice. So in joining the school board, I feel like I've entered a world where the distrust is the norm, and the district office seems to suffer from what I call organizational irrationality. And that's where an organization whose traditions and structure and operations have subverted its very nature. Or I guess in this case, it's not its nature, but in this case, our very mission statement and what we're supposed to be doing, we've aren't accomplishing that because of all the bureaucracy and the drama that keeps getting stirred up in that central office. And I guess I should say I don't think that, at least in my opinion, it isn't that they can't see the solution. It's they can't even see that there's a problem going on, at least in my community. And I'll show a PowerPoint why I think that is. But when it comes to school board meetings, the bureaucracy seems to encourage the degradation of civic discourse and erodes the capacity for collective critical thinking. In my opinion, the current school board meetings are almost, as it seems to me, that they're a rigged consensus building forum that's just based on loose logic. Many people have observed and have commented to me, and I agree with them, that the bureaucracy that runs the district has created this kind of neutralizing vocabulary to describe their work and even in answer to questions that allows them then to remove themselves from the emotional content of what I would consider would be more accurate language. This in turn allows them, I guess, those that make the decision in the district office to separate themselves from the consequences of those decisions and not recognize or realize that they're not even addressing the problem at hand. Our current system, and at least in my opinion, the current school system is just so expensive, and it's wildly inefficient and has a very low rate of success, at least within the schools in my neighborhood. And if you want evidence of that, I'm trying to keep this short, this video cast short. So just look at my blog and you'll see evidence of what I believe is the problem. And then in this PowerPoint that I'll show here will also describe really what the main core of the problem is that needs to be addressed. So I'm suggesting that the idea, really that we need to be, when it comes to our students, we need to strike a balance between academic demands and the social supports that they are in need of. My neighbors and I are just shocked at the lengths that this group has gone to in an effort to marginalize and devalue the concerns of the community that I have brought to their attention. They will break policy, laws, change documents, deny my request for data, and I've been resorting lately to just filing grammar requests in order to get information. And in fact, when I ask them for information now, I already have a grammar request written, so if they don't give it to me, I just give them the grammar request, which I think at this point they're getting the message. So lately I have been getting whatever information that I'm asking for. At our last board meeting, one of the people from the district office attempted to, I guess, embarrass me and let everybody know that I was asking for this information, and it was brought up 3 or 4 times. I suppose in an effort to get the other board members to gang up on me, which they did, and trying to, belittle me and to not asking for the information, which it didn't work. The request for the information is still there. I still haven't received it, but actually, I think in that particular thing that she was talking about, I have received that on Friday. So, their attempts to isolate me, belittle me, the list goes on, and I don't want to, there's no need, I guess, to list them here as though I'm supposed to feel sorry for myself. But, these attempts to silence my voice has forced me to seek remedies through other government agencies. And then the board members don't like that, but I hope that they will recognize, if they haven't already, that I am fully committed to honoring the office that I was elected to by my neighbors. And as one of the columnists here in the Deseret News, John Flores, says, that as board members, our obligation is to the community that elected us, not to the bureaucracy and the institution. And I'm glad that, before I even got on the board, that he had written an article back in December about that. And I've actually used that as a blueprint to kind of keep my compass focused and not to get caught up in the drama and in the mud pit that they've created on the district level. And so I hope that they realize that their social isolation tactics have no effect on me whatsoever. And I understand, I should say too that I understand the value of getting along. However, I cannot place such a high value on that I shortchange, my community. And so I guess the choices are, I could get along and fall into place, but what's the price that I pay for doing that? Is then I can't address the issues then that have been unaddressed in the last few years in our community, and the educational outcomes for our students continues to drop. So, one of the things, I guess, on a personal level, I want to say that as we approach graduation, I am struck with the realization that over half of the Latino students for my school district will not have the chance to cross the stage. For them, there won't be invitations, parties, and graduation gifts. They won't be throwing their caps up in the air. They will never hear the words, at least at this point in their lives, "I'm proud of you, son." They will not hear a commencement speech that celebrates their accomplishments and points them to their exciting new future. For them, graduation day will be just another day. As an elected member of the Salt Lake City Board of Education, I am haunted by that realization. So whatever else people think about my style and approach, they should make no mistake that I am impatient about this issue. I do have a sense of urgency about me. As a community, none of us can afford to look on and do nothing, because the quality of the school system in our neighborhood has a deep impact, for good or bad, on our neighborhoods, and more importantly, on the next generation. So I'm committed to never look away. Today, tomorrow, and the day after, I promise to do my part to transform our local education system and raise the graduation rates of all of our students. As a native Texan, I live by the words of LBJ, who said, in education, the time we waste today is a lifetime wasted tomorrow.